Hola! Hello there. Welcome to our Spanish lesson today. To help you in your learning today, you're going to need some equipment. You'll need some paper to write on and a pen or a pencil to write with. So if you don't have those in front of you, pause the video now, go and get them, and then press play again when you're ready to continue. Today, we're going to be learning how to use the numbers from 31 to 1,000 out of sequence. So far, we've learned up to 100. Today, we're going to go up to 1,000. But don't worry, it's not as many new words as you think. Let's have a practice, first of all, of our new tens, because we're going to need those for all the numbers. Escuchad y repetid. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Try counting them through with me now. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Try it once more. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Well done. Remember also for a bit later on that there are two words for 100 depending on whether it's 100, 00 or 100 and something. We have 100 for 100, 100, and if it's 100 and something, we need to use ciento. Then, when we come to putting those numbers together, remember that we have the 10 word, then I for and then we put the ones on the end. For example, how would you say 71? That's right, 71. And what about 56? How would we say 56? That's it, 56. So, have a look now at these word snakes. They have some numbers between 30 and 100 hiding inside them. So pause the video now and see how many numbers between 30 and 100 you can find hiding in the snakes. And press play when you're ready to see the answers. So, do you think you've found them all? Let's have a look and see where they are. So we have 48, 95, and 30 on the top. In the middle, 59, 77, and 61. And on the bottom, 86, 72, and 43. How many did you find? Well done. Now, when I press the button, some numbers are going to start appearing on the screen. They're going to appear and then fade, and then the next one will appear and fade. What we need to do is we need to call out the numbers in Spanish before they fade and the next one appears. So are you ready to help me to call them out? Here we go. 46, 83, 38, 59, 91, 65, 72, 67, 54, 70. And that's all of them. How did you get on? Did you manage to call some out with me? Let's have a recap of what we were talking about last time with the prices. So here's a price tag. It says 69 euros 95. Remember that 95 is cents, isn't it? So how would we say 69 euros and 95 cents in Spanish. We need the number 69, don't we, and the number 95. Have you worked it out? We would need to say 69 euros con 95, because 69 is 69, euros, con, with, and then 95, 95 for our cents. Let's have a look at another one. This time, 44 euros 25 cents. 44 euros 25. If you need to pause the video to help you to work it out, then please do. How do we say that one then? 44 euros 25. Have you got it? It's 44 euros con 25. Just because we're practicing 30 and upwards, don't forget those 20s. Here's another one. 82 euros 15. 82 euros and 15. If you need to press pause to give you some time to work it out, go ahead. So 82 euros and 15. How are we going to say that? Let's see if you're right. 82 euros con 15. 82 euros con 15. Remember, all those numbers 30 and under are just one word, aren't they? One more. 50 euros 99. 50 euros 99. Remember, you can pause if you want some more time. 50 euros 99. How do we say that? Let's see. 50 euros con 99. Well done if you got some of those. Right, time to move on from up to 100 to up to 1,000. Here we have all of the new numbers that we're going to work on now. We've got 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, and 1,000. It's not that many new words, actually, is it, to help us to count all the way from 100 to 1,000? Now, all the words you need for the answers are around the edges, and you're going to need to use every single word. So what you need to do, pause the video, write down the numbers 100, 200, 300, and so on, and then see if you can find the numbers to go in the boxes. How do we say those numbers in Spanish? I'm going to give you the first one to start you off. So 100, 100, what will that one be? That's it, 100. But for the rest of them, see if you can find them. Pause the video now, see if you can fill in the rest of the numbers, and press play when you're ready to check your answers. Right then, let's see which ones you've found. First of all then, 200. Have you found the word for 200? There's two words, 200 and 200. So dos, two, cientos, hundreds. Remember we were talking about ciento before, weren't we? So 200, 200 are two words for 200. What's the difference between them, do you think? That's right. One of them is masculine, 200, because it's got an O. 200 is feminine. So if you're counting something you know definitely is all feminine, you would have to use 200. Fortunately for you, you're going to be using the masculine one nearly all of the time, but I wanted you to know that two forms exist. Then 300, what do you need? Have you found it? 300 and 300. So we've got tres for 3, cientos for 100. The next one, 400 and 400. So cuatro for 4, cientos for hundreds. What about the next one? Did you find that? It's quinientos, quinientas. So 200, 300, and 400 had a lovely pattern for us, didn't they? They had dos, tres, and cuatro with the word cientos for hundreds after it. But this one, the word cinco for 5, is nowhere in sight. It's different. However, we do have some words in English that start with quin and have something to do with the number 5. For example, if somebody has 5 babies all in one go, they are called quintuplets, and they're called quins for short. Also, a group of 5 instruments playing together at the same time is called a quintet. That'll help you to remember it, but quinientos and quinientas for 500 is something a little bit different. Then the next one, 600. Did you find that one? Seiscientos and seiscientas. There's our pattern. Come back again. 700. Setecientos and setecientas. So it's almost like siete for 7, but not quite. It's more like setenta for 70, isn't it? There's enough there to help remind us, though. 800. Ochocientos, ochocientas. There's our pattern again. 900. Novecientos, novecientas. So there's no nueve there for 9, but it's got nove like in noventa for 90. So there's a little bit of helping us to remember. And finally, the word for 1,000 must be mil. Can you think of any words in English that start with mil and have something to do with 1,000? We've got lots, haven't we? Especially mathematical words. There's, for example, millimeter, because there are 1,000 millimeters in a meter. And also a millipede. Millipedes apparently have 1,000 legs. That's why they're called millipedes. So there's our new numbers. Those are going to help us to count all the way to 1,000. It's actually not many new words, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new words to go all the way up to 1,000. If you need a bit more time to make sure you've got those written down correctly, just pause now and then you can press play when you're ready to continue. So, just a bit more of an explanation as to why those hundreds numbers have a feminine form. Before Spain used euros, we've already found out they used a currency called pesetas. And pesetas is a feminine word because it ends in as. So if you were counting numbers of pesetas, you had to use the feminine hundreds form. So this top note here is 200 pesetas, a 200 peseta note. 200 pesetas. And at the bottom, you have a 500 peseta note. 500 pesetas. So when I lived in Spain, I got paid in pesetas. I had to use pesetas. And so I always had to remember these feminine hundreds forms, especially because we had to use big numbers of pesetas. There were 250 in the pound. These days, though, Spain uses euros. They will use the masculine hundreds forms. And so we're not going to be using the feminine ones very often. Let's have a go then of saying these new hundreds words. Por favor, escuchad y repetid. 200, 200, 300, 300, 400, 400, 500, 500, 600, 600, 700, 700, 800, 800, 900, 900, 1000, 1000. Let's practice counting through in hundreds together from 200 down to 1,000. Are you ready? Here we go. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000. Let's try it one more time. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000. Well done. Some of them are a bit of a mouthful, aren't they? Did you notice some of those sounds as we went through? 200, 300, 400, and so on. 500 has the Q and the U that makes the K sound. 500. And 900, of course, has the V that makes the B sound, just like 9 and 90. Let's just try counting those through together one more time. Here we go. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000. Well done. Let's have a go at putting together some four-figure numbers. Now that we know the hundreds and thousands, we can put together some much bigger numbers. So here we have 1,284. So first of all, we need the word for 1,000. What's the word for 1,000? Is it mil? You don't need anything in front of it. Then we have 200. 200. How do we say that? 200. Then 84. We need three words for 84, don't we? How do we do that? 84. Have you noticed that in English we say 1,284? So in English, the and comes between the hundreds and the tens. In Spanish, though, the and, the y, is only allowed to go between tens and ones. 84. So if you don't have separate tens and ones, there can be no e. Let's have a look at another one. 1,738. 1,738. So how do we say thousand first of all? Is it mil? Then 700. 700. And then all we need is 38. What do we need there? 38. There we are. 1738. 1738. By the way, we could also use this for the year 1738 because in Spanish we don't say 1738, we still say 1738. So we can now do years as well. How about this one? 1513. 1513. What do we need first? Mil. That's right. Then 500. It's that slightly different one, isn't it? 500. And finally, 13. Remember, it's one of those ones that's all one word. 13. That's right. And look, there's no separate tens and ones, so there's no E in this one. 1513. Oh, look at this one. 3,627. So we've got more than 1,000 this time. How do you think you'll say 3,000? We worked it out? 3,000. Get the number 3, the word for 1,000, put them together. 3,000. Then we have 600, 600, and 27. That's right, 27. And of course, the E is hiding inside 27, isn't it? Let's do one more. 9,446. Okay, 9,446. So how do we say 9,000? That's it. 9,000. 400. cuatrocientos, and then 46. How do we say 46? 46. So 9,446, 9,446. So you see those 9 new words, we can suddenly say some very big numbers. Now to finish with, here is a reading activity for you. In the table here, there are 5 four-figure numbers. They have thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. And what you need to do is to read the words and then write the numbers in figures. For example, if it says 9, you're going to write a 9. If it says 1, you write 1, and so on. So pause the video, have a go at working out what these would be in figures. If you want to have some help with the numbers, then they're coming up in just a minute. So pause the video and have a go at working out what those numbers are. Here are the numbers if you would like a little bit of help. Pause the video for as long as you need. So, are you ready to check the numbers? Let's go. The first one then says 1359, which is 1,359. Number 2 says 2,282. Did you get that one? 2,282. The third one says 5,136. So 5,000, 5,000, ciento, 100, 36, 36. 5,136. The next one, 10,870. So 10,000 is 10,000. 800, 800. 70 is 70. There's no ones in this one. 10,870. And the last one is a huge number, but you know all the words. 60,500. 60 is 60. Mil is 1,000. 60,000. And then 500, 500. So 60,500. So today we've learned 9 new words, the words for the hundreds and thousand, and suddenly we can make huge numbers in Spanish. Well done today. Muy bien. Adios. See you next time.